good morning or good afternoon, depending on when you're watching this. I hope you all had a happy holiday, and some of you are still on a winter break, and some of us are back at work, and wherever you are, I hope that you are staying warm and that you've been able to spend some quality time with your friends and family and loved ones and all those good people. So, last week you did a phenomenal job with Team Snowman and Team Reindeer, and working out the logistics that go along with creating a Google presentation together. And I'm really impressed with just the overall caliber and the thought, the depth of thought of all of you, really. And I appreciate how you're pushing each other's thinking, and you're being very, very supportive, and that's fantastic. But also keep in mind that, and I think that we can do this in this particular cohort, is that you want to kind of constructively push each other as well, and ask questions and ask a lot of, well, why do you think that, and how have you seen that, and help me understand kinds of questions. If you have questions or you want to pull out more of what somebody's talking about. That being said, we're jumping into building community this next week, and the prompt for the discussion asks to address, for you, how do you create community? And specifically how you do that in an online or blended environment. It has some other prompts as well, as you see. I want you to really try to push your own thinking and think about how would you do this in an online environment. Many of you already are working in or have experience in working in blended environments. If you have the opportunity and you have the interest, I want to encourage you to really kind of stretch and imagine what it would be like in an online environment, and how that changes the community building that you do beyond just you don't get to see physical responsiveness, because that's not necessarily true. For instance, in this particular situation, you can see my facial expressions, but what kinds of challenges does that create, and what kinds of opportunities? And then for your activity, you are going to design an online discussion. And there are lots of examples online, lots of rubrics online. That's fine if you find one already, but I need to encourage you to A, cite it, and B, change it in some way. Even if it's, free to modify without attribution and all of the things that you're looking for this particular certification, you need to make sure that you're citing it and that you personalize it. Really, you have to start to think about, if you were teaching an online or a blended class, what would that class be? And what kinds of discussions might you include? And all of these activities, the further we go into it, they will build upon each other. And there is a rather extensive activity that you're going to do in a later module that, if you do some of the detailed work now about designing an online discussion, and you have something particularly in mind, say this would fit into a larger class, that's going to help you a lot. So that's just a little tip. And the reflection is should be fairly straightforward for most of you. And if it's not, then that's fine. You get to jump into a whole new world of social and professional networks. And you get to take a screenshot showing your participation. This could probably be a pretty fun activity for some of you. And then address the questions as usual in the reflection. So with that, I hope you have a very happy new year. Yay. And as tired as I am of people saying, I'll see you next year, I in fact am going to be one of those annoying people and say, see you next year.